Ya, muy buenos días con todos. Muy buenos días en Chile y en Perú.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning in Chile, in Peru. Good afternoon in Germany, and good night in Asia. In this room, we have people from all over the world. It's a pleasure having you with us in this free time and sports. That's an introduction of German businesses, German companies. We have simultaneous translation because some of the companies will be speaking in English. Right at the bottom of your screen, you have a world where you can select English or Spanish language. Out of the recommendation, please keep everything that you have that uses bandwidth so as to keep the conference as smooth as possible. Questions will be through the chat box. So if you look at the commands, you have a bubble for Q&A. Please write your name, who are you asking to, and then your question. Question could be in Spanish, and that will be translated into the corresponding language. We'll first begin. It's a pleasure now to offer the floor to the managing director of the Peruvian German Chamber, Angie Vanlet. Good morning, everyone. And on behalf of the German Peruvian Chamber, our greetings from Lima. It's a really special event, not only because of the format, because this is a topic that may sound strange in these kind of situation, free time, sports, outdoors. But I believe it's an opportunity where everyone is rethinking how they are organizing and arranging their lives. Give some more space to optimism, exercise, looking after your health, finding activities that will allow to respecting the social distancing, such as mountaineering, as well as water sports, which in the Peruvian and Chilean shoreline are lots of opportunities. And I believe that even though we're in a difficult, challenging situation, it's also important to have these opportunities, look into these opportunities. And so I'm very pleased that you have accepted our invitation. We'll have very interesting proposals and offerings. So I wish you all an interesting session, and I hope we can keep in touch, and that this event is the beginning for building a new relationship, new ties between German and Peruvian businesses. So thank you very much and have a nice day. Thank you, Angie, for your kind remarks. And now, Johanna Steinbeck, she's the commercial manager of the Chilean German Chamber of Commerce, or CAMCHAL. So Johanna, please, your opening remarks for our event. Thank you, Jean Patrick. Thank you, Ante, for your kind remarks. From Santiago, Chile, warm greetings, all of you from Chile, Peru, and from Germany, even other countries around the world. I'm very happy, I'm very pleased that we can organize these type of meetings despite the challenging situation, and thanks to technology, we can continue to connect different players from both countries, building business opportunities, and of course to continue to build these connections and create opportunities. With the Peruvian Chamber, we have a very close relationship. We have worked in several projects, and I love to have these type of activities, even virtually, which was not even possible to have these forums in both countries at the same time. So it is also a good alternative that we've been using during the last few months? Well, we have several companies presenting their products from different types. I'm looking forward to these presentations, and I don't want to take your time. I don't want to take the time from the businesses. So welcome everyone, and have a nice, interesting event. Thank you. Thank you, Johanna. So we'll first begin the event. Probably we will have simultaneous translation. In case you didn't realize that, you can select the Spanish channel. So let me introduce Thomas Schmidt, who is the General Manager of BSI, the German Association of Sport Goods. So Thomas, tienes la...
Hello, good afternoon, everyone here from Germany. My name is Thomas
Kamera
Schmidt.
anmachen könnten, bitte?
Oh, sorry. Now, can you see me? Excellent. Hello, my name is Thomas Schmidt. It's a pleasure to be here with you, even if it's only online and over Zoom and not in person. I'm excited to have the opportunity to talk to you about the German sports and sporting goods market. I'm currently acting as the General Secretary of the Bundesverband der deutschen Sportartikelindustrie, BSI for short, which stands for the German Association of the Sporting Goods Industry. And before we get into the details on the German sports market, I would like to give you a short introduction over the BSI. If you could go to the next slide, thank you. Like I said, the BSI is the association of sporting goods manufacturers, wholesalers, and importers, which means it represents the industry side, not the retail side. But of course, the distinction gets blurrier because manufacturers have their own online shops, brand stores, etc. We have about 150 member companies, mostly medium-sized companies, some family-owned, which are very well-known brands and international market leaders in some sectors. And of course, the two big German sporting goods manufacturers, Adidas and Puma. And our companies have an annual turnover of approximately 55 billion euros, but not just in Germany, but worldwide. The BSI has been supporting the development and the interests of the sporting goods industry in Germany and in Europe for many years. And we are also a member of the European Sporting Goods Federation, which is very important because many regulations happen on the European level. And it's good to have an exchange with other European sporting goods associations. If you couldn't go to the next slide, please. This is just an overview of our current members. It's not alphabetical, it's random. I think we can move past next slide. The BSI is a multi-sport association. We represent every segment there is, indoor, ski, whatever. Can you please move to the next slide? These are some of our committees and working groups. You see outdoor sports, equestrian sports, gymnastics, fitness, water sports, winter sports. And importantly, we have working groups for sustainability, which is a huge topic in Germany, digitalization, electronic data interchange, another huge topic, and personal protective equipment, but not workwear, but from the sports side, helmets, protection vests, etc. Could you please go on? Now, some information on the German sports market, but first I would like to take about the source for the information, which is the German Sports Satellite account. if you go to the next slide, which is a summary of all the expenditures made for sports purposes in Germany. It's operated by the Federal Ministry of Economics and the Federal Institute for Sports Science to have a valid database for the huge economic significance of sports. And the Sports Satellite account is continuously updating and collecting new data. And like I said, it's a very wide range. Everything sports related is counted: sports consumption, sports related advertising, sports sponsoring, investment in sports facilities, the whole picture. Okay, if you go on, I have some general figures about the sports market. 85 billion euros total sports consumption, of which about 30% or more than 30% is products for consumer sports purposes. There is also a lot of employees in the sports sector. About 30% of all sports-related jobs in the European Union are in Germany, and there are also a lot of volunteers. If we move to the next slide, some information about sports activity. Approximately 60% practice one or several sports regularly, at least once a week. Some in sports clubs, some self-organized, like running, for example. There is about 20% who say that they don't actively engage in sports activity. If we move to the next slide, you see that the average German spends about 6.5 hours per week on his sport, and about 70% of Germans participate in more than one sport, and they also purchase at least twice a year new sporting goods, which is of course good for the sector. If we go to the next slide, you see the top 5 sports in Germany, which are biking, swimming, fitness, running, jogging, and hiking. About 30 to 36% of the German population actively is engaged in these sports. And I will talk about the individual segments some more in the context of the next slide, because as you can imagine, obviously COVID-19 has a huge impact not only on the economy, but also on the sporting goods sector or the sports sector in general. There are certain sports segments which are doing quite well, which is biking, running, home fitness, hiking, and outdoor sports, because of course these can be done alone or in small groups with family and in nature. And other segments struggle: team sports, gymnastics, fitness at the gyms, at the fitness studios, because the sports facility were closed during the lockdown period in Germany, or are only open with hygiene concepts and additional measures. So it's very difficult. If we're talking about biking, is a huge trend in Germany. There are it's a huge and popular sport, and Germans own about 75 million bicycles, 5 million e-bikes, and e-bikes is a trend of the last couple of years, which is booming and growing incredibly strong. And of running over the last 10 years continuously increased, and especially now in this year with COVID, we have seen an extreme high increase of new runners during the lockdown. Runners World, which is a magazine here, said there are about 40% more runners than last year. So it's an enormous increase. And if we talk about fitness in the last couple of years was incredibly popular, booming. More members in fitness studios, more fitness studios. The trend, all signs pointed upwards. Now the situation is a little bit complicated because obviously gyms are closed or were closed for a period of time. And so now home fitness equipment, small fitness equipment is on the rise. And we see a shift which has occurred because of COVID. Obviously, the other sports like outdoor sports are incredibly popular, and we have seen over the summer many in Germany engage in these activities, hiking, holidays, camping, or other outdoor sports. That's all I have for today. It's just a short overview. And now we have some interesting presentations from companies, and I would like to thank everyone for your attention, and stay safe.
Yeah, muchas gracias, Thomas Schmidt. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Thomas. Really interesting learning about the German industry of sport goods. Now we will go into the presentations from the different companies. But before we begin, I would like to again say that we have a simultaneous translation available in case you need it. And for this type of event, we are sitting in the hotel, we have breaks, we have coffee, we have something to eat, and you can chat, enjoying a cup of coffee with the other companies or attendees. We cannot send you this coffee home, but we have this dynamic that at the end of this conference, each one of the companies, there will be a virtual meeting room where you can choose, and there will be some sort of a networking, discussing with sales representatives from each company on an individual. And for each company, then there will be a virtual room. My colleagues will be sending you that information over the chat box after each presentation. And of course, we'll have the full list of links. Very well. Now it's a pleasure introducing Matthias Stenger. He's with the MTS Sports. He is probably the farthest away from all of us. That's why. Good evening, Matthias. It's a pleasure. Tienes la palabra.
Yes, hello. Good morning to everyone. My name is Matthias Spenger. I'm representing the company MTS Sporting Goods from Germany and also from Hong Kong. Before I start to talk about the different products, let me just lose a few words on the company itself. Next slide, please. MTS company has founded in 1992 and is privately owned. We have around 50 employees in Germany and also in the Hong Kong office. These two companies actually belong together, and I'm actually stationed permanently in Hong Kong since 17 years. So for me, it's already late in the evening, and for you it's early in the morning, but this is no problem here. What we do is we are sourcing and distributing sporting goods, and all our goods are shipped from China on FOB basis, and we also have a big warehouse in Germany. And at this moment, we are exporting to more than 50 countries. These countries are located basically all over the world. We have most of our customers in Europe, but also many of them in Asia, and also already in South America. For example, Argentina or Brazil, and also one customer in Chile already. But it's necessary for us and to really develop the business more in South America and to wipe out the white spots that we have, and Peru is one of these white spots also. We do have our own quality control staff in China that we have also permanently stationed in China. So, and the brands that we have are our own brands. They are Donic Schildkröt for table tennis, Schildkröt also table tennis, and for badminton, it's Talbot Toro. So this is just a brief overview first. We move on to the products now. And the first slide talks about table tennis. So probably some of you already have seen the brand before. Our brand is Schildkröt. Schildkröt is the inventor of the table tennis ball as we know it today. That's already a very old and traditional brand, more than 125 years old. Table tennis is really our core business and our flagship brand. We are the market leader in hobby table tennis in Europe and an absolute market leader in the German-speaking countries. Some of you might know the brand name Donic. The brand name Donic refers to competition table tennis equipment. We as Schildkröt are engaging only in hobby table tennis equipment. So there is a clear difference between the two. However, we have a cooperation with the Donic company since already 20 years, which means we are exclusively producing and distributing Donic hobby table tennis as well as Schildkröt hobby table tennis. And the joint brand between the two of them is then Donic Schildkröt. But actually, there's two completely different sales channels between the competition table tennis and the hobby table tennis. So don't confuse us with already existing Donic distributor that is in Peru and in Chile. What makes our product different compared to other competitors is we try to develop and market sales incentive features like anti-vibration system, like adjustable balance points. So we try to find something that makes our products different from an ordinary table tennis bat so that the salespeople have arguments why to sell our table tennis bat over another one. Our top line is called Carbotech, which is the first table tennis bat that doesn't use wood. It's made entirely out of carbon fiber. And to my knowledge, there is no second kind of such table tennis item available. We have also a patent on that, which in China is very important. Moving to the next product category, our second most important category is aqua and fun sports. We have started for this second line about 12 years ago, starting with 3 items only. And now we have really developed this to a very important part of our business. We are also market leader in Central Europe with our different items. We are transporting the brand awareness for Schildkröt to fun sports and aqua sports. Since the name Schildkröt is a very known already in our markets, it was just a good idea to transport this to other products as well. We have a variety of different products. You see some of them only here displayed, like kites, like balls, like all kinds of games, outdoor, water, swimming gear. So you see also some goggles there and frisbees. So I hope you have had access to our catalog. You see a variety of different products there from our fun sports category. The next product category are fun wheels, consisting of stunt scooters, city scooters, skateboards, wave boards, and longboards. So we have started this about 5 years ago, also under the name of Schildkröt, since this is the most well-known brand we have. And this is also all coming from selected factories that we also visit, and then we also do the product development with them. After Fun Wheels, we move to the next category, and that is our home fitness line. Fitness in the time of Corona pandemic has developed very, very successfully during the last month. There is a tremendous demand for home fitness items that we hardly can satisfy at the moment. All factories in China are basically sold out. There are very long delivery times now, and prices go up since the demand is so high. What you see here is only a very small arrangement of the different products we have there. We always try to add additional new items every year, see what is in high demand in the market. And what makes our products here different is that we have produced training videos that you can load on your cell phone or your computer by just scanning the QR code that is being imprinted on the packaging itself. That gives you a little video how to use the fitness item actually. Different categories like weights, yoga, and massage are all covered by our different items. And also these items come from China, and all these items can be combined into one container, shipped all from China. The last category I want to mention is our badminton and speed badminton range. Also here with our brand Talbot Toro, we are market leader in recreational badminton in Central Europe. We have also tried to add unique technologies like air flex and drive right handle. All these technologies are explained in our catalog also, and when we have the chance to talk to each other, then I'm happy to explain you also. We have created something also special that, to my knowledge, no one else has, Easy Learning Initiative for schools. So these are special, shorter, and specially shaped rackets that have specifically developed to teach children how to hold the badminton racket right. And the second big part of our rackets here is the speed badminton for outdoor play. Speed badminton is the one that you see in the middle here with the two rackets that almost look like squash rackets. These are designed for outdoor play, and they have a special shuttlecock that is less wind dependent than a normal shuttlecock for badminton. So you see there's a variety of different categories, and the variety of products that we have is even bigger. So all this really requires to have a good study of the catalogs we have. And well, I hope that we can try to talk about different product categories. Not all product categories might be interesting for all contexts, but I think we have so much that for everyone there should be a possibility. So this is basically a short introduction of my company, and I look forward to the individual talks un poquito más después. Thank you.
Yeah, muchas gracias, Matthias.
Thank you. Thank you, Matthias. Being a German, of course, those brands, of course, I'm very familiar with. As my colleague says, we have the Q&A function in the chat box where you can write up your questions, whether in English or Spanish. I have here a question, Talbot, for badminton. Could that be used for competition, tournaments of these rackets? Could they be used for tournaments?
El micrófono está todavía apagado, señor Spenger. Señor Spenger, lo está introduciendo ya.
Sí, él está contestando.
Esto está perfecto. Pueden seguir preguntándole y él puede contestar.
You can always ask in the chat box. Later on, we will have, for each company, we'll have a meeting room so that you can have a more direct conversation. It's a pleasure now to introduce ABS protection. Tobias Schroeder is a manager for special projects. You will discuss, will explain us ABS.
Und die Kamera bitte, jawohl.
So thank you very much. Okay, I actually don't see my presentation. Is that correct?
We can see the presentation.
Okay.
Podemos verla acá.
Now it's on.
Sometimes there's a delay.
Okay. Very good. So yeah, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tobias Schröder, and I'm the International Sales Manager at ABS. I'm pleased to meet you today and to be able to tell you something about our brand and about our products, of course. ABS stands for Protection and Adventure since 1985, which means that we equip our customers with avalanche emergency equipment and enable them to enjoy their adventures with maximum safety. Please move to the next page. Okay, I lost it once again, but I think we should move on to the agenda. So this is our agenda for today, or the agenda I brought with me. So first of all, I'm giving you a short overview about our company profile, then move on to our business idea and business logic, and give you an idea about what our market is looking like and who are our competitors. And then we move on to our customer targets and to our strategy to address those targets. And then I'll lose some words about our organization and team. And last but not least, I will give you an idea of how or what kind of business opportunities we see in Chile and Peru. So first of all, let's go to our company profile. ABS was founded in 1985 by Peter Aschauer, and ABS is a pioneer in avalanche backpacks system and the technology that stands behind it. And since we are the inventor, we've been a couple of years, we've been the market leader in that regard. We have our headquarters in Munich, Bavaria. We have around 30 employees. We have a made in Germany philosophy, not only made in Germany, first and foremost, I think it's very important that it's a German engineered product. And the production takes place in also the metropolitan area of Munich. So over the last years, we have produced around 200 airbags in more than 30 years of expertise. And we have some famous athletes driving with our products. For example, Felix Neureuter or Xavier Delarue or Eva Wagner, just to name a few of them. So most of the business takes place in the B2B sector. And B2B sales is done via our web shop or on online platforms, and of course within the sports retail market. The ABS products are mainly sold via big sport retail shops and chains that are specialized on outdoor sports around the world. So please move on to the next page. The idea behind ABS, let's go back one step. This slide gives you an overview of what has happened with the brand over the last years. So in the past, our brand was a one product technology with the ABS avalanche backpack. So over the last 1.5 years, we've done a lot with the company. We've relaunched the brand recently. And of course, we are entering new markets with new products and more innovative products that are coming in the future. And that means we need to own more than just the avalanche sector, and we are working on new products that are hitting that new markets we want to address. So next slide, please. This slide is showing you our customer target groups. These are 4 target groups we are currently facing or addressing. I start at the top left. Here we have the classic freerider. He's a downhill skier, but also likes to climb up a summit to find the best powder snow. On the other side, on the top right-hand side, we find the free tourer. This is basically a classic ski tourer who likes to go on longer routes and in the nature and also loves deep snow. On the bottom left is the free rider who only moves in ski areas and secured routes. And on the lower right, we see the afterwork tourer. So it's a so-called afterwork tourer because people here in Europe like to go outside after the office and do a workout, and so they like to walk up the piste or secured routes as well. And he moves mainly in secured areas. For him, training is a pretty good thing to do. So next slide, market and competition. So let us start on the right side with the competitive environment. So here you can see the most important competitors from us. So it's Mammut, it's Black Diamonds, it's Arc'teryx, and you can see that 40% of the market belongs to the tier 1 markets, and ABS holds approximately 13% within that market currently. The chart on the left gives you an overview of the ski market in the USA and our core markets, Germany, Austria, Switzerland, and Italy. So 45 million skiers in total and 9.5 million targets that we are talking about. I think what's very, very important is that the ski touring industry is growing a lot in Europe. It's one of the niche markets within the big skiing market that is growing constantly. And this is why we are focusing on that target group. Talking about targets and strategy, reclaim the peak is our motto for ABS relaunch, what we did over the last 1.5 years. So this slide gives you an overview which path we've taken in the last years and what still lies ahead. So we've we did a rebranding, and we've of course have innovated our product portfolio. We have developed an adventure ecosystem ecosystem around the brand, and we are integrating the various opportunities of the digitalization into our business model. And last but not least, we want to re-entering some markets and of course address new markets such as Peru and Chile. So now we are moving on to the current product portfolio. I start from the right to the left. The main product is our A-Light avalanche backpack with the safest and longest rated system and a unique wearing comfort of ABS for all freeriders and tourists. Matching a special developed shovel and probe package. That's the next product, which is installed in a special safety pockets in both backpacks. This shovel and probe package also fits into our next product, the A-Cross, a very light touring backpack with about 750 grams. This backpack is very important for us because it's suitable for all those who are on the mountain and do not necessarily need an avalanche backpack. So it's also possible to wear it for hiking or trekking, for example. So that's about it. And last but not least, we have our ABS app, which includes a number of features such as tour planning tools in a 3D map, detailed weather reports, but also avalanche solutions reports. In addition, we use the app to connect the devices to the products using beacons we have developed ourselves and manage them via the app. So the next slide gives you an overview of our organization and about our sales structure. We have two subsidiaries, one in Canada, sitting in Montreal, that covers North America, and we have another one sitting in France, in Chamonix, which is also very important for us. And the rest of the sales is covered out from Germany and another office in Austria. So we have, and also what's very important, we have everything in-house. Our R&D, our customer service, and of course, marketing and digital services. So on the next page, you will see the C-level team and some key advisors. So I start with Dr. Stefan Mohr. He's our CEO. He's the founder of Spin Capital, who's owning ABS, and he's responsible for strategic directions and investments of the company. Then we have Christian Marder, our CFO. He is co-founder of Spin Capital and responsible for financial planning and risk management. And then we have our principal investor and member of the advisory board, Jens Reidel, with he's business angel and a long-time investor of ours. And then we have Felix Neureuter, the farmer ski star. He's a brand ambassador and stakeholder as well. Yeah, talking just quickly about the business opportunities we see in Chile and Peru. We see strong market growth. We have tried to get a small overview there. Most ski areas, I think, are at altitudes of above 3,000 meters, which is highly interesting for us. We see continuous and sharp growing of the ski industry, which is also interesting. High investment in real estate infrastructure, and the winter tourism, of course, seems to be an integral part of the governmental strategy. We expect strong growth in the ski touring market as we've seen in Europe and North America, and that maybe allows us to do some business in your countries. What do we look for? I think that's a very important question. We want to, or we strive to grow and expand our international sales, of course. That being said, we want to establish a local ABS sales and service unit. We want to find possibly some new distributors or independent sales representatives and brand ambassadors. And if we think of the business to customer business, we want to access some new sports shops or big retailers at the outdoor sports industry. And talking about business, so-called business to organizations, we want to access, we want some access to ski resorts, alpine mountain schools, ski guides, or military services. What can we offer?
If you could come to the end, we are already over the time.
Okay, I think that's my last page. What we offer and what can we offer besides our products? So unique technology, of course, it's a life-saving product, which is very important. ABS equips and cooperates with the leading mountain rescue units and mountain guides and military service over 30 years here in Europe. So we have a large, we have a lot of experience in that field, and we have the capacity and know-how and a sufficient capital base, which is key to success. And we have management excellence and network. And last but not least, of course, we want to connect dots between the pet rollers in Chile and Peru and want to use our network to bring it to your countries. And yeah, here are my contact details. I'm really looking forward to have individual talks, and that was it for the moment.
Thank you very much. Muchas gracias, Tobias Schröder.
Thank you, Tobias. Now, if you see the questions in the Q&A area, my colleagues will be translating that in Spanish so that you can answer that. We are a little late now, so please ask your question and answer your questions in the chat box, and then in the individual rooms where we can ask more questions. Well, thank you, Matthias Schröder. And now we will we'll see Grüßebag, Markus Wisberg. They have for us a great video. So Markus, and your video.
Hello, my name is Markus Wisberg, and I'm the product developer and founder of Grüßebag. Through my 30 years experience with sleeping bags, I can now present the new generation of sleeping bags. We have created a very new isolation. It's very sustainable, warm, light, and the good thing, it's climate regulated. So you get a better sleep, but I will show you in the small movie now.
Hello, my name is Markus Wisberg, and I'm the product developer and founder of Grüßebag. Through my 30-year experience with sleeping bag, I can now present the new generation of sleeping bags. For a better understanding, our wool sleeping bags are very insensitive to humidity, so you can use them nearly everywhere. It's same like a synthetic sleeping bag, but you have a very great sleeping climate. Down is very warm and light. Wool regulates the climate. We combined both good qualities to one material. It's called down wool. Our home edition is something very special. This is something you can use at home on the couch and you can use it outside. There are very cozy, comfortable materials, and some of our products you also can heat with a power bank. Creative is so unique and have so much love in all the details. You can see the 30 years experience of the product developer. Thank you for watching the video and I hope we see you again. Bye.
I hope you see the video very soon. We make a special sleeping bag out of sustainable materials, which regulates the climate. So we have the best sleeping climate, and we have when it's very wet air conditions, or if it's very light sleeping bags, and we have a home edition also, so you can use it home at the couch. couch or in the hotel.
Yeah. Muchas gracias, Markus Wiesbeck.
Thank you, Marcus. No.
There's no sound.
Now it's better.
I think the translation not work.
Marcus, he was saying that the communication is breaking up. We don't know if it's at your end or at ours.
Now I hear you.
Okay. Do you want to tell something more after the video?
That's normally we only want to say that we have a special sleeping bag brand, which sustainable materials, as I show you in the video already. Now I wait if someone has any questions about sleeping bags.
Perfect. Bueno, entonces preguntas. Hemos sido un poco más rápidos. Entonces,
So we've been a little faster. So maybe we could take a question live. There is a question for the Grütze bag. Is there any question for Grütze bag? Please use the Q&A function. There. Saying the video was very self-explanatory. Maybe a question I have, Marcus.
Yes.
What type of business or partners? What type of business or partners are you looking for here in Chile and Peru? What kind of partner would you like to have?
We're just looking for a distribution. That means a partner who has their own stock and who has a sales team and who deliver to the shop owner of Peru or Chile.
Yeah. Muchas gracias. Si hay más preguntas,
well, thank you. If you have more questions, you can always use the chat box. If you do it in English, or you can do it in English, or you can do it in Spanish. It will be translating that. I would like to also say that the presentations will be uploaded to the Camchal and the Peruvian German Chamber web pages so that you can watch that information. Thank you, Marcus. Now we will continue with the presentation by David Kohler, who's a sales manager of ResTube, my old city, Haswell. So, David.
Yeah, hello everybody, and good morning to the beautiful country of Chile and Peru. First of all, let me thank you, SBS Berlin, the Federal Ministry of Economics, and the two chambers of commerce who are also attending this meeting. I think it has been a great organization before this meeting. And it's also a nice opportunity for smaller companies, also like us, to participate in those events and to present a very unique product called ResTube. ResTube stands for Rescue Tube. I will explain a little more now in my presentation. But before, my name is David Kohler. I'm the international sales manager for here working at ResTube, and we have dedicated our work with the focus on water safety. I guess a lot of people know already some of the numbers of drowning victims worldwide. We have between 340,000 and 370,000 people every year drowning, and it's an increasing tendency. So we wanted to do, you know, and invent a product actually to reduce these numbers. And another trend is actually that a lot of people do not learn anymore how to swim. Even in Germany, we've got more than 50% of all adults who cannot swim, and more than 50%, 59% of all children in the age of 10 also cannot swim, which I think is very dangerous, very dangerous development. And so we wanted to come up with a simple solution. Our CEO almost drowned while he was kite surfing a couple of years ago. And he said there must be something like an airbag for water activities, like a ski helmet for water activities, something small, something tiny, and that's actually the outcome of it. So we invented those little pouches. So we can actually, we'll go to the next slide. If we can move to the next slide, please. Yeah, that's the agenda, but yeah. So it's you know, what you can see here right now is reusable 100%. It has a multi-purpose. I will come to that in the next slide. It's super light. It's very compact, and you can always have it with you. So no matter what you do in or around water, you just take it with you. It's kind of driving a car, but we've got that comfort that when we drive, everybody is driving a car, that we already have an airbag included, which of course makes it very easy for any case. So in case of an emergency, if you're in water and you cramp, or you've got an issue, or you've seen somebody else having an issue, you can help. You can help yourself, and you can help others. You know, that's the fear. What you see on the slide. What I'm going to do is I will present it quickly. So I just put it around my waist. That's, you know, you can't feel it. It's just maybe 200 grams. So when I go for a swim, or, you know, do some kind of activity, kite surfing, surfing, snorkeling, I just, you know, I feel not comfortable. I want to rest a little. I just pull the trigger, and within a second, I've got this little buoy where I can hold on to. So now I can relax. I can indicate that I'm in a severe situation. I can, we've got also here a little whistle. So I think now everybody has recognized that I need some help, right? And so that's the basic idea. It's very simple. And when you look at the function, we have a CO2 cartridge which you can just unscrew and screw in another one. We have a buoyancy of 75 Newton, which is 7.5 kilos. That's completely enough to hold, to make a person, small, big, tiny, doesn't matter, to be afloat. And also from looking at it from a sustainable point of view, we don't want to manufacture a product which you throw away after using it one time, but having it sustainable and making it reusable. Can we move to the next slide, please? Thanks. Something to ResTube as a company. We founded 8 years ago. I'm actually proud to present those numbers, because we managed to be in more than 30 countries already within the last 8 years. As you can see on the world map, there's a lot of coastline. There's a lot of water, which needs to be a little safer. And we are now in more than 30 countries already. 140,000 people use ResTube. We have 40 people officially writing thank you for your product. I already saved my life or somebody else's life, which is very motivating for us salespeople to sell a product which definitely makes sense. And it's also a new category on the market. I think that's very important to understand. When you want to equip your children or your family with some kind of swim aid, you get something loose. You have those very affordable swim aid products, or you've got bulky life vests. But ResTube is in between, because we have a swim aid function, but it's attached to the body. So that's very handy. And it's a new category on the market completely, which is why it's very unique. We can move to the next slide. And we have identified three big target groups, and that's recreation and family. So that's what we call the mass market. We work with supermarkets, we work with B2B resellers to address all families, to address the people who go for a swim from time to time. Then we've got the big field of sports and competition. So we have triathletes, we have surfers, we have professional stand-up paddlers. We've got world champions in German masters. I think 3 times world champion Sonny Höhenscheid, for instance, who represents also as an ambassador. So we've got a lot of athletes using rescue while they train, especially if they are at unprotected areas and with no lifeguards. That's a common situation also here in Germany. And then we have got the last big field of professional rescue. So we work with the firefighters here. We work with. We have developed this case. It's not part of the presentation because it's we launched it just 1 month ago, but it's selling really well already. It's a waterproof case which we designed for all the professionals to address the situation of being a first responder. Because as you can imagine. You never really know if you as a policeman or firefighter or medical service will be the first person at place. If somebody is in water and you see that person within a short range, you can also rescue that person with this version. It's called Rescue Automatic, and it inflates automatically when you throw it into the water. So that's what the firefighters use, first responders here in Germany. Not only in Germany, but also Switzerland and a couple of other countries like Australia and New Zealand, Japan. So different countries. And then we've got also drone pilots, which is rather niche. So people use it to protect their drones or rescue people with a drone. But that's fairly new. I think that's also the future, but at the moment it's still a niche. Can we move 1 slide forward? Thank you. Those are, I don't want to go into that details because we have already heard a lot of presentation. We have got various versions for all these target groups. Now for recreation and family, we've got those 3 products. Some of them is like the PFD, which is a classical inflatable PFD, but still it's the smallest in the world. Next slide, please. Then we've got sports and competition. We have the sports version, which is this one. Comes with a plastic splint. So it's more for extreme situations where there's a lot of movement, like kite surfing, kayaking, paddling, outdoor sports. But it's also like a self-protectioning for professionals if you have to do some kind of activity in water. We've got firefighters, for instance, sometimes who need to cut a car if a car slided into some kind of river. They need to do some activity in the water, and to be safe, they use rescue as a backup. Okay, and next slide, please. And then we've got the 2 professional products. I've already shown Rescue Automatic to throw, and then we have developed with the Swiss Lifeguard Association Rescue Lifeguard. Rescue Lifeguard is completely designed for lifeguards. You remember, I guess, all of you know Baywatch still with David Hasselhoff and Pamela Anderson, and that's the new Baywatch. So that's the Baywatch of the 21st century. Rescue Lifeguard has a lot of advantages in comparison to a normal torpedo. I'm not too sure if you're familiar with rescue equipment, but you can imagine if it's sticking at your back and you need to crawl, there's no obstruction. If a person's already underwater, you can dive and you can just pull the trigger, and immediately that person will pop up and float on the surface. And there's a 2 meters line included, and now you just pull that person back to shore. So very cool products. Every year we developed a new, like very innovative new products. Next slide, please. We saw that the professional use is very increasing. So we already work with big organizations, the DLRG stands for the German Life-Saving Association. That's the biggest life-saving association in the world, with more than 800,000 members. We've got the Rescue Italy. We've got the German police, the German Red Cross, different sections. So it's an increasing professional use, which we saw in the last 8 years. Next slide, please. We also are a safety partner for events. So what we do is we talk to event organizers if they want to make sure that their event is safe. All the participants, if they're, if they do some swim runs, or if they do open water swimming, then we equip those events with ResTube. Has a lot of advantages. I'm not going into details. You can. We have some testimonials like Red Bull already using our products. If you have got questions to that, you can ask me afterwards. Let's move to the next one. We also provide a platform called ResTube Ready. It's a very tiny patch which you can adjust, which you can actually include into textiles. So you see some examples. You can include it into a bathing suit, trousers, fishing gear, kitesurf equipment, and then you can just attach the ResTube without the belt. So it's part of your already swimming wear. So when you think about going to the beach, you have your sunglasses, your sunscreen, you've got your trousers, and of course your ResTube to be safe. That's what we do. We already work with 7 companies like Orca. Orca developed open water wetsuit, including ResTube Swim. So triathletes or people can train with a wetsuit. Next slide, please. Just to sum it up, we are a German company, high quality products we produce here in Karlsruhe, which is the beautiful part of the Black Forest. We produce all these things ourselves. So next to the room I'm sitting, there's a production line where we do all these products. We've got, I think, a very unique product, a simple solution for lots of people. With a huge potential and different target groups, the ones I just showed to you. I think that it's a USP, especially because it's nothing comparable out there, which is, of course, it's a luxury for when you look at it as a business point of view. And I can only say that here in Germany, the media loves ResTube. Whenever there's a chance of showing something innovative, or also sad story, maybe no, actually happy stories. They come to us, and for instance, if somebody get rescued, or if they want to address the matter of water safety during the summertime, radio stations, television comes and is asking for an interview. So yeah, you can contact me if you are interested. I'd be happy to find new partners to address these target groups. Mass market, family and recreation, sport and competition. Maybe you are specialized in events. Maybe you already work with professionals in Chile or Peru. So I'd be happy to have that conversations and make your waters also a little safer. Thank you.
Yeah, muchas gracias, David Cola. Un producto muy interesante.
It's really interesting. We have a question in the chat, but looking at the time, I would like to answer that in the chat. The question is if you can reuse that, and how you reuse the rest tube. But you can always use the Q&A section to answer that question.
Yes. So I'm just unscrewing. I'm going to answer this question right now.
Perhaps better we do it.
Quizás sería mejor hacerlo en las salas individuales, porque ya nos estamos quedando sin tiempo. Pero sí, se puede decir que
la reunión individual lo puede explicar con más detalle.
We can explain in more detail in the individual room because we are out of our time schedule.
Yep.
So thank you, David. And on to the next presentation, from the water to the land. We'll have Tudor Dragomir, he's a Lua, that will be presenting his portfolio of products. So Tudor.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for attending this extremely interesting session, even if we are not able to see each other face to face and visit you in your respective countries in Chile and Peru. But I think we have a great opportunity and a great tool to already present ourselves and get after the presentation in individual discussions. So I can start a presentation here of LOVA. LOVA simply more. What stands this for? Well, LOVA is producing hiking boots and a lot of different hiking boots, but I will show you the agenda on the next page. First of all, I'll tell you some information. I'll give you some information about the company, then the brand itself and the philosophy of the brand, the products, probably the most important topic for you today, and a few marketing initiatives from our side. So the company, LOVA, started to produce hiking boots in 1923 in a small village north of Munich. This is just 50 kilometers north of Munich, and we produce since at the same place in Germany. So we are still a German-based company, though with new production facilities also in other countries in Europe. I'll come to this a little bit later. So LOVA is market leader in Europe, especially of course in our home market in Germany, but also in the Alpine countries where like Switzerland and Austria, you have the Alps and a lot of mountains, a little bit in North Italy, in France, and one of the markets which is also very important for us is the Netherlands, or Benelux, is 3 countries. So in all these countries, we are market leader, and we do a lot of business there. But of course, we produce more and we sell more. If we go at the next slide, basically we export to over 75 countries worldwide, which of course didn't come all in the steps. We open up partnerships also in last years, and it's a continuous process in looking for partners, and I hope that we will have probably good discussions, and we will be able to find also partners in Chile and Peru. Actually, on the map, you can see, if you go back just quickly here, thank you very much. You can see here that we are already in Chile and Peru, and also in Ecuador. We have a partnership with the company Tattoo that you for sure know, and Tattoo is a classical retailer. So we started the cooperation with them a few years ago just because they had an interesting setup in several countries. But normally we work with distributor, classical distributor, which import the goods on their own responsibility and sell the goods all over the country to the various retailers and business partners in those countries. So this is the profile of company that we are looking for. I understood from the presentations that we had about Chile and Peru that this setting is not necessarily always given like this, and so we do have some flexibilities, as I mentioned already, with our partners at Tattoo, but we know that the markets are big and there are more opportunities, and therefore we will consider, of course, all possibilities. So going to the next slide, just giving you an idea of our volume of sales. We basically have sold about 1 million pairs until the year 2000, which with a steady increase. And then the sales went up much faster. This is thanks to a new category of products that we call the all-terrain products, which are multifunctional boots, which are much lighter than the classical mountaineering and trekking boots. And this enabled us to increase the sales because we were just talking to more consumers basically, and we had a bigger market to address. And last year we nearly sold 3 million pairs. This year was a little bit a special year, as you all know, so we'll of course continue our endeavors to develop the markets, and therefore we are also here today. So looking at the next slide, our slogan, Lova Simply More, it's basically the attitude of more quality, more reliability, more diversity in terms of products, for sure, more responsibility in terms of social responsibility, not only versus the nature, but also for the approach to our workers, to our partners worldwide, and more courage also in the way that we are developing specific products, and we don't want to be necessarily mainstream, even if we have a mass market product, but we go our own strategy. We still produce in Europe and only in Europe, for instance, which is not that common anymore. And we have for sure very precise ideas about our brand. And if we are looking at the next slide, our second managing director, basically the next generation, he has been R&D, the R&D manager at Lova, and just took more responsibility to assure a smooth transition with Werner Riedmann, our current managing director. And it shows we are a product-driven company. We want for sure to have the product in the focus of everything that we are doing, because we know the product makes our reputation. And well, our reputation is based on several pillars, if I can say it like this. We can see it in the next slides. So one of the pillars, there are three main pillars. So one of the pillars is the fit. The right fit, the right anatomic fit is very important for us, with the comfort that is of course in parallel to it, and we are very much looking at the correct construction of the boots in order to provide a perfect product in terms of fit and comfort. The second pillar you would see on the next page basically is quality. And as I mentioned to you, we are producing all in Europe, but not only the production is in Europe, the raw materials are also in Europe. So we can control our quality from the beginning up to a ready product. We know what we are doing and with which materials, the processes, the people, long-term partnerships, and quality is based also on these facts. The third pillar on the next page is innovation. And as I told you before, we want to be state-of-the-art, but also being innovative in terms of design and functionality to always provide very interesting products for the different markets. And the needs are changing, so we need to innovate and adapt. So if we are switching to the next slide, basically out of the philosophy is also our corporate responsibility. And I know that in both countries, you're looking also from this perspective. In terms of material and fair production, as I mentioned to you, we are responsible and zero emission policy, so a certain number of restricted substances that we are not using. Also the social engagement that I talked to you before, to the nature, to the people, but also social and cultural projects. So next page, arriving now to the products, you can see on the left side stability, and at the bottom, protection. So from urban usage, low altitude, close to the sea, up to the highest mountains, we have a lot of different products with the stability and the protection which goes together with it. On the next slide, you can see even a little bit better. We come from our DNA, basically, is coming from the alpine trekking type of boots, and this is where we had best knowledge. And this developed over the years, and as I told you, in the years 2000, we developed the second circle here, the all-terrain collection, all-terrain classic, first of all, and all-terrain sport with more lighter products in general, but also more athletic with the all-terrain sport categories. And besides all of this, we have also specific categories like hunting, coming from more the performance-oriented type of boots, but also military, police, safety type of boots. Anybody wearing a uniform. We have also work and safety shoes in general. Boots also for the cold period of the year or for the hot period of the year. We do boots for kids or footwear for kids in general, because this is the next generation of users. And of course, shoes for everyday usage with function for sure, because we are a functional brand and we want to offer functional products to our users. Next page, basically we arrive at the marketing part, and here it's more about how to gather the product, because the product makes its own marketing, it makes its own reputation, but of course we have to have an adapted marketing. It's done with PR, press relations, it's done with print media, POS, online, so across medial storytelling that we have together to go with the product. On the next page, just to give you again in images few ideas of all the applications. You can see by yourself, from alpine mountaineering boots to any type of trekking and hiking activities, rock climbing, and light activities, running in the mountains, speed hiking, and so on, down to travel and everyday usage. These are the typical customers. Last slide will show you just this cross-media package that I told you before. And this is already the end of the presentation. I tried to make it fast. Well, thank you very much for your attention. I bet there will be some questions, and we will be able to discuss this in the specific rooms that we have after a presentation. But if you have any questions, of course, that you want to address right now, please feel free to do it.
Yeah, muchas gracias, Tudor Dragomir.
Thank you, Dragomir. Please use the chat room or the Q&A function to pose your question. I've seen some on the innovation of product, how much the product will last, one of these boots will last. That you can, maybe you can briefly answer that, Dragomir.
Sure. Our products are made for lasting. It's part of the quality that I told you before, and also the responsibility that we have. It's our social responsibility to produce boots and footwear which is durable, which is not creating garbage. So in general, we can say that products have a lifetime between few years, 3, 4, 5 years, depending on how much you use them, up to 10 years. We have in our service department boots even older than 10 years, 15 years for a lot of people which do have trekking boots and use them once in a while. The rubber sole is gone. It's like the tires of a car, but the boot is still in good shape, so you can replace them. This is possible for mountaineering boots, for trekking boots. For the lightweight footwear, this is not necessary to do, but so the lifetime is depending on the category of footwear and depending how much you use it. But in general, we can say that our footwear, it's at least lasting double of the lifetime of comparable products in the market, because this is we want to do durable product and high quality products.
Muchas gracias, Dragomir.
Thank you, Dragomir. As well as there will be an individual rooms for each company where you can have your discussions. Our colleagues have sent the links in the chat. Well, thank you, Dragomir. Now we will switch once again, and we'll have Michael Seiding. He's with KHW.
Hello, everybody. My name is Michael. I am the head of sales of KHW. We just call it KHW because the long name would be too difficult to translate. I'm very happy to be here. Thanks to the organizers again. And let's continue with my presentation. I will make it short, like I wrote here, a short introduction and overview, because we took already much time, so we move on. You see, we are located in the middle of Germany, right in Thuringia, and this already for 72 years. We can see on the next slide, please. Yeah, a short history. We are founded as a state-owned cooperative, yeah, and we are still here at as a GmbH in a small village. It's very familiar here, and the manager are proud of this. Our overturn this year is about 30 million euros, and we are quite happy that we reached this goal. We can move on to the next slide, please. Yeah, we are the world leader of plastic slab productions. Yeah, there are a lot of there are some producer of sleds, but we have the most variety of sleds. We will see later. Of course, we export them at the moment in 34 countries, but it was already in 63 countries, also Chile and Peru. That's why I'm here today, to make business again in those countries. Of course, we are always interested in innovation, so that's why we have an own R&D shop here, and in the future we will introduce some bio-based plastics sleds and parts of ours, and I guess this will have a huge impact on the whole market of plastic sleds and garden products. We can see on the next slide, please, some examples of our production. Yeah, we have 30 different types of sleds, special from kids to expert adults one, and of course for special people. All those sleds are certificated and checked by the TÜV Thuringia, and that's very important because all other sleds on the market are not checked by some kind of like TÜV. And the next slide, please. Of course, we do have other pillars of productions, like you see our children's products, like the Beach Bee. It's a water and sand shell, again tested and approved by the TÜV. And wheelbarrow, we call it a rolling bee for kids. And then we have on the next slide our garden products. Yeah, and we have their garden furniture, planters, composters with trolley, and planters with trolleys. And of course, we do have some kind of small greenhouse for tomato. It's called a tomato head. And next year we introduce some raised beds. And of course, we are interested in doing cooperations with other companies in plastic, of course. There are a lot of products we produce at the moment, and we will produce next year much more as known brands like Conrad for those kind of cooling boxes. Sorry, I lost the word. On the next slide, please. You see we are certificated, DIN ISO 9001, and this year we will be recertificated. We are located near big highways in Germany. And on the next slide, please, you can see our production. We do have 30 injection molding machines to produce everything we need. Everything we do is made in Germany, like we write it in our logo. Nothing is bought somewhere in Europe or all over the world. Everything is produced in our own house. And we do have a big production area and also a very big stocking area here in our company. And this is the huge difference to our competitors. We can move on. Now you see some kind of our references. Those are our customers in the whole world, and we are looking for sales representatives, as also wholesalers, retailers, trade chains, of course, and online shops. And we do B2B and of course B2C, but we deliver worldwide. It's not a problem. Next one, please. And here I have a small contact of us, and I'm sure we will have a much more detailed discussion in the rooms, in the Zoom rooms, after this small presentation of our company, because it would take too much time to explain all the different products here. So I'm through. As I said, it would be fast, so to save time for us.
Yeah. Muchas gracias, Michael Seiding.
Thank you, Michael. In fact, has been very fast. Thank you so very much. That makes us gain some time, some minutes. Since the presentation was faster, maybe you could take a couple of questions live. Maybe if you could use the chat for Q&A. We have one, or maybe later during the individual rooms, where you can go deeper in your conversation.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I don't see questions, specific questions, but maybe I would like to ask the same question I asked before for all businesses, all companies. What type of partners are you looking for in both Chile and Peru? What are the requirements they have to meet?
As I said in my presentation, we are looking for retailers with stocks in the country. Yeah, because it's much cheaper to send our products in containers and in big quantities instead of small boxes. It makes the transport cheaper, of course. And retailers, trade chains, even online shops, and some representatives in those countries which have the connection we need.
Yeah, muchas gracias.
Okay, thank you. At the end of this seminar, the individual rooms will be open where you can go into greater detail. Now we have the last presentation, Sport Tiene. We have Gudrun Haller and Simon Schulze. They have a much wider portfolio, and I'm really curious to see how they will fit the whole portfolio in the 10 minutes allotted. So, Sport Tiene,
Gracias. Hola, me llamo Gudrun Haller.
Hi, I'm Gudrun Haller. I'm the International Director of Sport Team in Germany. Welcome to our presentation. And now I will switch into English. Thank you.
We have a mission in the company, and this is very easy. We contribute to the quality of life of many people who experience health and happiness through being active. So this is our passion, and this is what we are standing for. Next chart, please. The company was founded in 1949, and our headquarters is in the middle of Germany, still family-owned and managed. Today, we're in the third generation, and our sales revenue amounts to 72.2 million euro in the last fiscal year. In Germany, we have 370 employees in several affiliates all over Germany. In addition, we have 5 affiliates in Europe and some joint venture businesses in Scandinavia. We are represented in 14 countries and are number 1 in our business in Germany and Austria, with more than 80 export countries. Next chart, please. We develop, manufacture, and market sports and therapy items. We offer a range of 16,500 products, sometimes more, sometimes maybe a little bit less, but it's going up constantly. And it is for 70 different sports. We have approximately 1,000 new items per year. Next chart, please. Our focus is on school sports, club sports, fitness, and therapy. And we have 350,000 customers and even more users of our items. 1.5 million addresses are in our database. We concentrate on the B2B business, having a share of 88% in our company, with the public sector, sports clubs, commercial providers, and retailers. 12% nevertheless of our sales go to B2C, so the private consumer, which has gone up those days in the COVID-19 crisis. And now I pass the word on to our export manager, Simon, who will give you some more details. Gracias.
Thank you very much, Gudrun. Hello together, also warm welcome from my side. All right, let's talk about our sales channels and how we bring our products to our customers. So this chart is showing our channel selection, always in the center of it, our customers. We do direct marketing and sending out catalogs, newsletters, postcards, just to name a few here, to our customers. Everything, of course, then adapted in local language. We do have call centers, field service in our bigger markets, but also the smaller markets have good support. We have partners in several countries we work with. They're doing then the distribution and caring about the sales in their countries. Always in good exchange with Sport Team, as we always aim to have a good relationship in good working together cooperation. We are connected to online marketplaces and have several online shops in local language. We have 11 online shops at the moment, but 3 of them have the same language. And by the way, we generate around 50% sales revenue through the online shops. Normally, we have a clear focus on B2B clients, but the COVID-19 crisis increased the amount of B2C customers. Next chart, please. So don't worry, I don't want to go too much into numbers now, but wanted to show you our great development in the sales we had in the past 12 years. It is a nice curve and definitely a great development for us. But please bear in mind when having a look at this chart that these sales numbers are in euros. Next chart, please. Having showed you the sales channels and the sales development, it's now time to talk about our capacities and some impressive numbers. On an international base, we work with approximately 900 suppliers. As you can imagine, this number varies from time to time. Our warehouse space is 25,000 square meters, which allows us to have a permanently around 9,000 items on stock. Per year, we are sending out 350,000 parcels and have 25,000 freight consignments consisting of several parcels. And as my colleague Gudrun mentioned before, we are also a producer. So we can proudly say that we produce 15% of the products in-house. But these are then mainly wooden products. Next chart, please. Yes, what sets us apart? I do not want to read out the whole chart to you, but want to highlight some key facts here. We offer a well-balanced and wide product range for our target customers. We told you before, it's around 16,500 products. So quite a number. We also have an exclusivity for selected products, and on some products, we can also give a guarantee up to 25 years. Through our partners, suppliers, and our connections, we have a good network around the globe. We have a comprehensive customer service, and we have a high level of service with strong focus on the customer needs. Sporteam has a self-developed online shop optimized for all the stationary and mobile devices existing out there. We do professional direct marketing with an own specialist department. Next chart, please. This is the last chart. So we are very happy to be part of this event and having the possibility talking to you and presenting the company Sporteam. Please always let us know your questions. And I'm also inviting you to join us in the digital rooms, like in a couple of minutes, for having an exchange. In case when this is not possible, please feel free to contact us via email. You can find our contacts in the company profiles, or you will get them directly from the AHKs. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias.
Yeah, muchas gracias.
Well, thank you very much, Johanna and Simon Schulze. We do have questions. You have made a very short presentation. I have a question. If you have a question now, you can always use the Q&A option, and then we will break into the individual rooms. We have here a question that whether Sporteam are distributors or manufacturers. Probably if you could clarify that point, I believe that's only a yes or a no.
Yes, I understand your question in Spanish. So nevertheless, I would like to answer in English, please, if you don't mind. So actually, we are both. We have had a production at the site that started already in the 1950s, and we have continued. We have been specializing on wooden items. And apart from that, since we have a very big range for all schools and club sports and hospitals and whatsoever, we are importers as well. And so we are distributors as well. I hope that this will answer your question.
Yeah, muchas gracias.
Yes, yeah. Thank you. Well, we're coming to the end of this section, the presentation of the companies. Now we will break into the individual rooms. In each room, there will be one business, one company. My colleagues are sending the hot links. So you just copy. If you copy that, those chat in your desktop, if you want to go from one room to the next, which is also possible. And well, I will be in one of the rooms. There will be a colleague from one of the chambers, the Peruvian German, or the Chilean German, who can help you in the translation. So thank you very much, all of you, and we'll see you at the individual rooms. Thank you. Thank the company, SBS, our partner that made this possible from Germany, and supported by the Ministry of Foreign Market program. And of course, in these difficult times, stay healthy, be safe.